I do like how whenever Claire's like, dude, no, shut up, you stupid bitch, Sherry, your dumb daughter. Like, that is my priority, you fucking idiot. She's like, oh shit, Sherry, yeah? Okay. Like, she gets her shit together to help out her daughter, at least. Even though she's an idiot. But, of all of the characters who got, like, who went on to be regarded as epic, legendary badasses for being able to survive the horrors of Raccoon City, Claire is the one who has done the least with it, which makes sense. Like, all of the other characters, like, went on to do crazy military shit. Like, Jill and Chris created the BSAA. So, we need 2 fingerprints for this. So, only Leon is going to benefit from this, because Leon's game will remember that we got the process started here. Yes, sweet release of death. Jill and Chris went on to form the BSAA, and of course they have by far the most military experience, having an extensive military background. Like, one of them was in Delta Force, even though it made no fucking sense. Oh, Jesus. I think Jill was part of Delta Force, even though that's fucking retarded. And doesn't make any sense considering her age at the time of the original Resident Evil. Look at that guy, he had his fucking head blown off, but he was still walking around a little bit. Stupid idiot. Look at him go! Ah, stupid. Where's the light switch? They had the most military experience, so it makes sense that they were like, okay, we gotta, like, continue raging this war against the fucking evils of bioterrorism, and formed an entire, like, military group in order to combat bioterrorism. Leon was just a cop, although, like, he was a cop for a single day, but he still survived. Oh, okay, that's what I need it for. He was only a cop for a single day, but it's still like, yo, that motherfucker survived Raccoon City. Holy shit. Hire him to protect the president's daughter, right? That makes sense. You put that on your resume, you're gonna get some perks. Sherry apparently got scooped up by the American government and used as like a test tube baby for a while there, because she just has the G virus embryo just floating around in her bloodstream or some shit. But she goes on to be a pretty cool badass. Claire, of everyone... Wasn't there something in here? I forget where the fuck I'm going. Like, there's this music of urgency, but you really can just take all the time in the world. There's no rush, there's no countdown timer yet or anything, which is pretty funny. Claire and Hunk, like, Lord knows what fucking Hunk's doing. Who cares, really? Yeah, this, like, as epic with the music and pulse pounding as this whole section is being presented as being, you're really just doing a lot of backtracking through some empty hallways, like escorting items from one end of the lab to the other. Claire has, like, done the least after this, because, I mean, that makes sense. Of all of the characters in the entire franchise, really, she has the least military training of anyone. Like, she's just a civilian, and it's said that her brother Chris gave her training. Like, she had civilian training from her family member who was in the military, but she doesn't have any formal official training like everyone else who was either in law enforcement or the military. So it makes sense that, like, after she saved her brother, which was her whole goal, her whole reason she went into this game was, I gotta find Chris. Which I don't know why she doesn't have the confidence to think that Chris will be able to handle himself. He's fucking, like, he's fine. Like, I don't know what you think you're going to do in order to help him that he's not, like, he doesn't have a handle on it, right? I mean, that's not a criticism of Claire, and that does speak a lot of her character, that she's the kind of character who's like, oh shit, my brother, gotta go ride my motherfucking motorcycle into town and go save him. that does say a lot about the kind of person that she is. And then after this, in Code Veronica, she's still looking for Chris. Like, that's still her goal, is to find her bro. And then once she does, although again, during the course of Code Veronica, she never saves him. And in fact, when Chris shows up in the story, he asks to save her because she got, like, her ass rocked by some tentacles and poison webbing and all that jazz. So again, Claire, like, I love your moxie, but damn girl, you fucked up. So after she saves Chris, or doesn't really save him, but like after, you know, that is resolved, she's just like, yeah, I'm done, I'm gonna go. Like, she completely goes into like a more non-violent lifestyle. I think she joins a stupid non-profit or something like that, but she does not continue in the fight against bioterrorism. Is it one of these? Where the fuck am I supposed to get the thing? Here, right? Yes? Jesus Christ. Where do I get the base vaccine? God damn it, hold on. Where do I find the base vaccine? Set the empty cartridge to the VAM and activate it. What is the VAM? What the fuck is a VAM? God, I fucking forget. Although that is still funny that Claire is like a physically capable combatant in terms of like dealing with the bioterrorism threat. Because, well, A, because Chris trained her, and B, the baptism by fire that was... Yeah, this air is totally, like, optional. That was Raccoon City. You have anything else for me, Annette? You suck. But that leads me to something that I started thinking about. And actually, like, earlier, remember how I talked about how the entire setup of the original Resident Evil was you're playing as a paramilitary dude? And that, like, feeds into the power fantasy notion of only someone who's, like, a commando in the military would be able to handle the threat of this bioterrorism. And all of the shit that went down in the horror in the Spencer estate, the Haunted Mansion. And now, in modern day, the appeal of the zombie media is in, like, having the self-insert everyday Joe dealing with it. That actually reminded me how that's exactly what Resident Evil 7 did. In Resident Evil 7, you're playing as a normal, everyday schmo with no trait. Like, he's just... The guy you're playing as in Resident Evil 7, Ethan, is a complete... It must be the Frozen Room. I can't think of anywhere else it would be. Is a completely normal guy with no training whatsoever. And it might be erroneous to talk about this now, because I do feel like I might do a playthrough of Resident Evil 7 at some point later down the line. But I did talk about this kind of topic earlier, so I do feel like it's appropriate. How, like, Resident Evil did that. In the newest Resident Evil game, you're playing as a normal everyday dude with no survival training, no military training, no experience in dealing with survival situations whatsoever. What the fuck? Okay, I'm standing in front of it. Do I... What's the VAM? No, I don't need that. Where the heck? Is it that room that was in the dark? Like, I tried thumbing my face through that. Like, really, when you look at the things Ethan is capable of in Resident Evil 7, it's honestly really terrible. Like, he has no trigger discipline. He has, like, he can't even aim down the iron sights of his gun. So his aim is just terrible. And the most he can do to defend himself is, like, put his hands up. Oh, here we go. You don't use it automatically, so it confused me. Like, is the most he can do is put his hands up in front of his face, be like, not in the face, don't hurt me. It almost feels like Resident Evil is like mocking the modern idea of the self-insert, everyday Joe zombie survival protagonist. Which makes sense considering Resident Evil innovated the survival horror genre. Shut the fuck up, it did. And, like, where it started out was, yo, this shit is so fucked up that only someone with military experience would be able to deal with what's going down. Do I need to come in here for anything? Am I totally misremembering this? Oh, you think you want to have a normal everyday guy, fucking Ethan, running around not knowing his ass from his elbow, not being able to fucking do it? Yeah, well, guess what's gonna happen? He's not gonna do very well. He fucking sucks, okay? His capabilities are limited as fuck. And Leon and Ethan goes through that game and gets his arm chainsawed off, he gets his limbs hacked off. The only reason he makes it out of that game in one piece is because of the magical nonsense bullshit drugs that he can dump on his body in order to, like, reattach his limbs and shit. If it wasn't for bullshit drugs, he would not have a hand, he would not have a leg, he would just be fucked up and dead. Literally the only reason Ethan survived the situation of Resident Evil 7 at all is because of, like, bullshit science magic, right? And then you go to the fucking Not a Hero DLC, which still hasn't been fucking released yet. Man, remember when that shit was, like, coming in March or spring? I think it was spring. It was, like, coming in spring. It's like, nah, no it's not. No it's not, is it? That shit's not coming out for a while. But they have finally shown footage of the Not a Hero DLC, where you play as Chris Redfield in Resident Evil 7, and it is like night and day. You're playing as this veteran-ass fucking veteran of the war on BOWs who has been fighting these fucking things for 20 years. And that motherfucker is, like, sprinting for hours, carrying, like, 500 pounds of gear on his back. He's aiming down the sights. That was the biggest thing that stood out to me. I was like, oh shit, he's aiming down the sights. That, like, it's really funny that that was such a noticeable thing compared to what you could do in the base game. There. Here we go. Yes? Yes. Yes? Why would you not? I'll just put it in there and then walk away. Right? Am I done, or is there another step? Devil. Oh, look, it replaces our lockpick. That's interesting that it doesn't take... They don't want this mandatory item to take up an inventory slot. That's pretty smart. So we're done. Game's over. Let's make a pit stop at the item box so we can get our spark gun. And, like, the other thing that Chris did in that trailer that, like, blew me the fuck away was he parry blocks enemies. Like, when a molded attacks him, he can parry that shit by blocking at the right moment and just shove their hands away so they can't even touch him. Like, the motherfucker is doing parries on the molded, and it almost feels like a joke. Yeah, you never know. I feel like that's fine. It almost feels like a joke. Like, Capcom's going like, oh, you stupid idiots want to play as, like, a regular everyday Joe and have some self-insert fantasy. It almost feels like they're aware of the modern conventions, and they were, like, making fun of them. and going, yeah, no, idiots, guess what? If you put some normal civilian who has probably never fired a gun in his life in a situation like this where he has to fight monsters for his life, guess what? He's not gonna do very well.
5 minutes until detonation.
Claire's just got her hand on her hip like she's sassing the timer. Look at the word elevator is misspelled. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, it almost feels like a little bit of a weird bummer that Claire fights Birkin so few times in this game. She fights the G embryo monster. She fights Birkin once on the elevator and then once right now. Oh, fuck. Fuck you. This isn't the real fight, by the way. Man, the spark gun sucks. I don't know what that fucker was talking about. This is like not even a real fight supposed to be. You know what? Fuck this. Let's go ahead and use the acid. I mean, this is like this is Claire's final boss. Look at that. Like, I know it softened him up with the spark gun, but still. This is Claire's final boss. She fights Birkin twice. She had 3 boss fights. That's kind of a little bit of a letdown. Like, I feel like the idea should have been, like, Claire or whoever you're playing as for Route A deals with Birkin as their primary... You can't even aim this? What? As their primary antagonist. Ow. Oh wow, we're already at caution. As their primary antagonist. And then whoever's playing the B side scenario fights the tyrant. What the fuck was going on? This thing sucks! Whoever said that it's a good weapon against Birkin was full of shit. Yeah, fuck this thing. Man. The spark shot is fucking useless. I don't know who said the spark shot was good against Birkin. That blew. I could have just finished him off with the last of my acid rounds. Honestly, that was terrible. Like, someone swore up and down that the spark shot was good against Birkin. Look at him just melt into a big pile of poop. Stupid asshole. Whatever, game's over. that was Claire's final boss. She fought Dog Birkin. She had 3 boss fights. Fucking Leon is going to have significantly more boss fights, I will tell you that right now. I mean, it depends on who you pick. I guess, like, the idea... Oh shit, her game's over. Fuck me. She just falls. I remind you that Leon has no idea what is happening with Sherry, with anything.
Sherry's unconscious.
I have the antidote. If I give it to her.
It's not an antidote, you bitch! It's a vaccine!
Claire, what's happening?
Not now. Come on, Sherry, wake up. Wake up. Please wake up. Claire? Where am I?
It worked!
Sherry, you're gonna be okay.
It worked!
Thanks, Claire.
What worked? You don't know what's happening?
It's over.
No. I have to find my brother.
No one cares.
This is just the beginning.
Claire, no one fucking cares about your brother.
Ah, my goddess protected you. It will always be with you.
That's such a weird Japaneseism. My god has protected you. The Valkyrie on her back of her jacket. Wow, like fuck. That was like way shorter than I remember. Actually, I remember there being a little bit more going on, but it must be from side B. Yeah, I guess the idea is that side A is easy mode, just like how Jill is easy mode in the original game, and then side B is hard mode, just like how Chris in Resident Evil was hard mode. So it just depends on whoever you pick to play second. Although if you play Leon side B, it's still not very fucking hard. That dude gets a lot of weapons. Like, he gets an upgrade to his handgun, he gets an upgrade to his shotgun, he gets a magnum. It's fucking unfair and ridiculous. I do like how that ending is like... I do like the ending of Silent Hill 2 because it's weirdly muted. Like, it's a weirdly small personal story because the conflict of the game is, yo, Raccoon City got fucking bug-bombed, T-Virus is going shit crazy, get the fuck out of Dodge. You do not solve that problem, right? The problem of Raccoon City being a zombie-infested hellhole has not gone away. They have escaped Raccoon City. Raccoon City is still fucked up. Yeah, Allison Court, I guess. You didn't play her in Resident Evil Revelations 2, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And it was like Paul something playing Leon. Like, those fucking guys are stupid. Anyway. Like, them escaping, like, that's such a I kinda like that. Like, you do not fix the zombie apocalypse. Raccoon City is still fucked. Your goal was get the fuck out of Dodge with as many human beings who are within arm's reach as possible, and that's it. Like, oh, save the city. Like, no. It's fucked. You're done. Just get out of there. That's all. I think that's pretty fun. And, like, what's the first thing on Claire's mind is, I gotta go find my brother, who is in Europe somewhere. Hideki Kamiya! Yeah! Like, that's her first priority is, I gotta go find my bro. Like, I don't give a fuck about Raccoon City. That shit ain't my problem. None of this shit is our problem. I gotta go find Chris. The end. So yeah, to finish my thing about, like, the Not a Hero DLC feels like it's going like, yeah, guys, idiots, guess what? You want a motherfucking military guy to fucking deal with this situation. Obviously, Ethan sucks. It almost feels like it's embracing and then giving their own answer to the modern convention. Yeah, I think to get rank A, like, for a long time, there were rumors about a rank S. There's no rank S, it's rank A. If you got rank A, you got the S rank, basically. I think you have to clear it in, like, 2 hours and not save the game. Something like that. I unlocked the infinite rocket launcher, like I said. So. But the nightmare is not over. For there was another side of the story. Where was Leon while we were running around the police station? How did he get to the police station? And what was he doing on that elevator? That she radioed him after, like, I opened the way to the sewer we're going, and then she never talked to him again until the lab, where she saw him on the elevator in that monitor. And in the final cutscene there, Leon was bandaged up, which is a weird plot hole, because he was not bandaged up in the elevator. Somewhere between the elevator and I guess that final CGI cutscene, he got shot and bandaged up. So what was Leon doing? We shall find out in Resident Evil 2, Leon Scenario Second. Scenario Second. That's English, but I really hope that they keep that for remake too. Aw, man.